Bonjour à tous, welcome back to I Love French Australia for the French grammar series Grammar on the Couch. In this video, I'm going to be explaining a simple and concise way to learn the imperfect tense in French, l'imparfait, which is a verb tense we use to describe actions that have occurred in the past. In the next video, I'm going to explain the function, how we use the l'imparfait, but in this video, we're going to go into the form of the l'imparfait. So let's get to it. Allez, c'est parti! So, just how do we conjugate to use the imperfect tense? Well, the great thing about the imperfect tense in French, the l'imparfait, is that the conjugation is not dependent on the ending of the infinitive verb. So, in other words, it doesn't matter if the verb ends in ER or RE or IR, because we're just going to conjugate based on who is doing the action. In other words, the subject of the sentence. Alright, so here are the 3 steps in conjugating to use the imperfect tense in French. Step 1. Conjugate your chosen verb into the nous form of the present indicative. For example, I'll choose aller, so I'll conjugate aller using the nous form of the present indicative. Step 2. Remove the ONS ending from your verb to get the stem to use to add the imperfect tense. Step 3. Add on now your imperfect ending depending on who or what is doing the action, so depending on your subject. I like to learn my endings rhythmically, so you're going to add on these endings. AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. Now, you might be thinking at this stage, why on earth am I conjugating to the nous form in the present indicative before I get to my imperfect tense in French? Well, firstly, like many things in language, this is the rule, and luckily it follows the rule. But secondly, this is also how we get some really cool sounding verbs for the imperfect tense in French. So let's take a look at the word choisir, to choose first. So I'm going to get my word choisir. I'm going to conjugate it for the nous form in the present indicative. I'm going to chop off that ONS, and then I'm going to add my imperfect ending. Let's see how that goes. Je choisissais, tu choisissais, il choisissait. Nous choisissions, vous choisissiez, il choisissait. And so this is also the case for other really cool verbs like boire, to drink. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'll take my verb boire, to drink. I'm going to conjugate it in the nous form for the present indicative. I'm then going to chop off that ONS, and then I'm going to add my imperfect endings in French. Let's see how that goes. Je buvais, tu buvais, il buvait. Nous buvions, vous buviez, il buvait. Now, let's take a look at those crazy irregulars that always happen in French. Gotcha? There's only one irregular verb that conjugates for the imperfect tense, and that's the verb that we use a lot, être, to be. So you're going to need to know this verb just because it comes up all the time. It's just like in English when we say I was. So we use this to describe a lot of things that happened in the past. And it's rather simple because you don't do step 1. You don't conjugate it first in the nous form in the present indicative. In fact, the stem looks so much like its infinitive verb. So let's take a look at être. J'étais, tu étais, il était, nous étions, vous étiez, ils étaient. As always, thanks for watching. If you love this video, don't forget to subscribe or comment with any questions below. Merci beaucoup, à la prochaine.